Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Deborah Wendorf with Divine Jubilee Ministries, and as you can see, I'm outside today, and for the moment, it has quit raining, and it has been raining and raining and raining for days and days and days. And to kind of share a personal story, it feels like it's been raining inside my heart for days and days and days and days, and it just seemed like I was just spiraling further down as I was turning inward so much. And I learned a quick lesson. You know, there's always lessons to be learned when everything happens. I learned a quick lesson is that when you go to somebody and talk with them about what's on your mind, it loses power when you talk about it. If you keep it inside, it stays there and it just kind of grows and grows and grows and grows. But if you talk about it, it's like it lets the air out of the balloon and it has no power anymore. And it was amazing that when I shared just some things that I've been feeling, you know, with Mother's Day that came and everything. Mother's Day is a little bit tough for me sometimes because I never had children. And so, of course, the enemy was banging on me about that, you know, you this and that, you know, you never had kids, yada, 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 and all that. And so I just started there, and it's, you know, that was, you know, early in the month, though. And I mean, it's just been kind of brewing ever since. And I just kept camping on that, and I just kept turning inward more and more. And the more you do that, it seems like the worse it gets. But as soon as I went and talked to somebody about it, then it let the air out and the balloon went out, and then it was like a peace was able to establish itself. And I was talking to the Lord about that, and just kind of like, well, what's that all about? And then he took me to this. This is in Genesis 8, and Genesis 8:2, and it's in Genesis 9:12. This is out of the New Living Translation. But here's the verse that he took me to about this. Because with all this rain that's been going on, here it is in chapter 8, verse 2. And he says, and the underground water stopped flowing, and the torrential rains from the sky were stopped. Well, there we go. Right now we have, you can't see it yet, but there is a little bit of blue over here. So the underground water stopped flowing, and the torrential rains from the sky were stopped. And so with that, the waters were stopped. And so inside me, I think the torrential rain that was happening inside there has stopped too. And rain can be a positive thing and be a negative thing depending on what it's doing. If it's flooding everything, not so good. But I mean, if it's nourishing everything, much better. And then here's Genesis 9, which is where he took me after that, was this. This is where he always takes you. He takes you back to himself whenever there's any issues. He always brings you back to himself and says, think and dwell on me. And here's what he says. This is Genesis 9:12. Then God said, don't you love it? He starts out with, then he said, I am giving you a sign of my covenant with you. There you go. And with all living creatures for all generations to come. Well, that covers everybody. All generations to come. I have placed my rainbow in the clouds. It is the sign of my covenant with you, not just with you, and with all the earth. Wow, that's powerful. And when God makes covenants, he doesn't break them. So be encouraged today. If you're feeling kind of blue, or, you know, with all this rain, it's cloudy, we kind of tend to join our emotions with the scenery. If it's cloudy outside, we kind of have a tendency to be cloudy inside sometimes. So the sun is coming out. I hear birds, they're all getting excited now because the rain has quit again, so they can go get about busy doing things. So be encouraged. Remember to find a trusted friend. Don't just talk to just anybody, but find a trusted friend that you can talk to and share those feelings. And then it will let the air out of it, in a sense. It loses its power when you share it with somebody. And if nothing else, I mean, you know, talk to God. I mean, it's not like it's the last resort, but sometimes you need flesh on it. But talk to him about it. He knows about it already anyway. But share with him what you're feeling. And then he can help lead you back to him and say, look, here's my covenant that I made with you. Every time you see a rainbow, I'm telling you that I have not forgotten about what I promised you. So be encouraged. He has many, many promises. Here's the book. There's promises in here. Go search those promises out. I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to you. Search those promises out and stop camping on the bad and the cloudy and start looking for that sunshine. Remember, he said joy comes in the morning. It comes when the sun comes out too, the S-O-N. So go look for him. Go pursue him. He's pursuing you already. And look to him for your inspiration, for your settling, for that peace that you're needing, because we get this turmoil stirred up and it just makes a mess. But we can go to him for the peace, because he says, I am your peace. He's everything that we could ever need. That's why he says, I am. I am blank. Whatever that blank is that you need, that's him. So be encouraged today. It's going to be a great day. I feel better. I mean, but it's not about feelings. It's about what he promises. So let's, my friend said, get out of your head. Get out of your head. You're in your head too much. So get out of your head, get into your heart, and get into the spirit where the Lord is. And things will be a whole lot better. And things always look better in the morning. And the breeze is blowing right now, and it's so nice. So be encouraged today. God loves you. He cares about you. And he's looking to have time with you, for you to share with him your most intimate thoughts. He wants to know what those are. He already does, but he wants you to share them with him, like people, back and forth, sharing him. But he wants you to listen to him too. When you share, he shares too. So be sure to listen to the other side of the conversation. All right, be blessed, and I'll see you next week.